this is such a powerful tool to have in your toolbox to just pull out whenever you need it and be able to shift your emotional state and manage your mind and move into an empowered and worthy and confident state. Hello, hello. All right, so today I want to do a little tutorial on emotional freedom technique, which is usually termed EFT tapping. And EFT tapping is something that I honestly don't know how I managed my anxiety or nervousness before. It's a tool that I use as a go-to very often before interviews or even a tough coaching call or a presentation, anything like that. I will go to EFT tapping to kind of just tap out those anxious, negative emotions and wire in new, clear, confident ones. And I discovered EFT actually when I was living in Los Angeles. I was kind of in a transition point in my life. I had moved there from New York City and I wasn't here in the Bay Area yet. So it's kind of like this liminal space, I call it, when I was living in LA, and I was really doing a lot of healing and kind of deep work and just really trying to find my footing and where I was headed in life. And while I was there, I got an email or something from a yoga class I had attended or some other related kind of therapy, and they had a workshop coming up the next day for EFT tapping, and it was a full day workshop and on like a Saturday or something. And so I was just like, you know what? I don't know what that's really about, but something is calling me to it. So I'm just going to show up and see what happens. And so I showed up and I did the full day workshop to learn how to do this tapping technique. And I just had a lot of emotions come up that day and really was able to release a lot and then also kind of bring in much more positive emotion. And the next day and even weeks to follow, I felt like a completely different person. And so after that, I really saw the value of it. And I got certified as an EFT practitioner and then now use it in my coaching and of course, on myself. So let's get into it. Okay, so what is EFT? And EFT is really just a very powerful tool for releasing stuck energy in your body. And so this is a tool that I teach all of my Self by Design method students because I want them to have the capability and the control to shift themselves out of a negative, anxious, nervous, fearful, disempowered state into an empowered state of confidence, centeredness, alignment, and just feeling secure and able to take on whatever event they're about to encounter, or a person they're about to meet, or challenge they are about to take on. And this tool is something that is rooted in ancient Chinese medicine and dates back thousands of years to the practices of acupressure and acupuncture. And so both of these modalities use these energy meridians that run throughout your body. And the idea is that tapping on these energy meridians releases the stuck energy that you're holding in your body that's disrupting thoughts and behaviors and emotions, and it allows that energy to move the way it should out your system, and then also allows energy to come into that system that is more empowered and positive and kind of rewires your brain and nervous system to hold that energy instead. Okay, so to give you a little visual of this, I like to imagine this like a river system running throughout your body. So imagine those pathways like rivers, and our body operates very much like this already. Our veins resemble rivers, our neural networks, and they're responsible for carrying information and energy and nutrients to all of your organs and all the different areas of your body. So imagine that river system is flowing beautifully and fluidly, but maybe it's carrying some negative information or a negative emotion. And instead of allowing that emotion to move throughout your system and out of your system, your body kind of holds onto it. So maybe it's holding on to resentment or fear or any sort of kind of negative limiting emotion. And holding onto that emotion in the body almost creates like we would imagine a dam over a natural river and stops the flow of that energy from moving throughout the system. And so what we want to do with tapping is locate those dams in the body and tap on them to essentially break them down and allow that river to flow back through and move throughout the body again, so you can feel energized and revitalized and free. Hundreds of studies have shown that EFT helps profoundly with challenges and different disorders like PTSD and depression and anxiety and mood stabilizing disorders or emotional trauma or physical trauma. And so my reasoning is, if it can help with all of those disorders and challenges that many of us will face throughout our lifetime, then it can definitely help you while you prepare for that next big meeting, or you have a hot date, or you're about to give a wedding speech, or any of those kind of more daily events and activities that we encounter. This is such a powerful tool to have in your toolbox to just pull out whenever you need it and be able to shift your emotional state and manage your mind and move into an empowered and worthy and confident state. So how do you do EFT tapping? And really, this is such a simple tool. You only need 5 minutes or so of free time and focus, or quiet time, I should say, and focus, and just enough space where you can release those negative emotions and rewire those new ones in. So honestly, I have done this in bathroom stalls or in a parked car, or turning the camera off in a Zoom meeting for a few minutes, and really just giving myself a few minutes of space to run through this routine and experience the powerful shift that it allows you to have. Okay, so this simple formula really comes down to 3 steps, and they are the setup, the sequence, and the suggestions. And so you run through this cycle each time, and you're kind of allowing yourself to shift into that state, and you can run through it as many times as you need to until you feel that shift and you feel like the best version of yourself. And so I have my notes up here. I'm going to kind of run through it just like I would with a client that I was talking through for the first time, so you can really see it and even do it with me if you want. So the setup, we are first going to identify a negative emotion or feeling that's coming up for you that you would like to release. And so for me, I usually choose anxiety in these situations. That is a common emotion for me if I'm going into a big meeting or a call, or anything that feels a bit stressful. I feel anxious. And so I'm going to choose that emotion. And then now, once you have your emotion, rate it on a scale of intensity from 1 to 10. So how intense is this emotion or feeling for you? So just take a second and get that number down, because that's going to be kind of our starting point. And then after we run through this a few times, hopefully you will be at like a 2 or a 3. Okay, now after we have that, emotion and that intensity rating, we are now going to set up the statement. So this goes, even though I feel anxiety for myself, I deeply love and accept myself. And so whatever emotion you have, insert it into that statement. So even though I feel blank, I deeply love and accept myself. And now that you have that statement, we are going to take that statement and wire it in, or kind of prime the nervous system by tapping on the outer edge of our hand. And this is often known as the karate chop. And so this is a meridian or a point, and we kind of prime the system with this point. So I'm going to tap on it 3 times. Even though I feel this anxiety, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I feel this anxiety, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I feel this anxiety, I deeply love and accept myself. Now, after you've done that 3 times, we're going to move through the regular sequence of points to tap that emotion out and then wire a new one in. And while you're doing this, I really want to encourage you to really feel it. So you want to feel that emotion, as negative as that sounds, to really activate that neural pathway and that place in the body, just like we talked about before, where that emotion is living. So kind of really get into it and feel it, because that allows you to release it at the highest capacity. Okay, so we are gonna tap on those 8 points with our phrase. And what I usually like to do and what a lot of practitioners suggest is to pick a reminder phrase. So instead of saying the whole thing, even though I feel anxiety, fear, frustration, sadness, whatever it is, I deeply love and accept myself, you can just say my anxiety, my fear, my sadness. And that way you can do this a lot quicker and you're still getting into that pathway because we just activated it on the outside of our hand. So I am going to start with my anxiety. So our first point is here on the outside of the eyebrow. We're going to tap on each of these points maybe from 5 to 7 times. Sometimes it depends on if I was with a client, I would get your intensity and maybe tap a little longer if it was really intense, or a little shorter if it's just something you kind of want to move through quickly. So let's do like 5 to 7 times. Okay, so my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety. Okay, and now we want to move to the next point, which is right on the inside of our eye. So here, my anxiety, my anxiety, or you could say this anxiety, this anxiety, this anxiety, this anxiety, this anxiety. And then our next point is underneath the eye. So usually here we can kind of feel your eye sockets start. We are going to say the same phrase. So my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety. And then the next point is underneath our nose. So again, my anxiety or this anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety. Now, we're gonna do the chin here. So there's another point really just between the bottom of your chin and your bottom lip here. So right as kind of that crest starts. So my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety. Okay, and then we're gonna move to the collarbone. So I guess I can move my hair out of the way and just, you can feel where your collarbone is about halfway in on the collarbone. You feel it can be a tender point if you really find it, but we don't have to be as accurate, just repetitive in this process. So find that point and again, tap out your emotion. So my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety. And then the next point is underneath our arm. So for girls, this would kind of be like right where your bra strap is. So again, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety. And then the last point, and this is a very powerful point, is the top of the head. So my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety, my anxiety. Okay. And what you want to do is now you've run through the whole process. That's really it. And I know that sounds like a lot from just this kind of initial time hearing it, but once you do it a bunch of times, it becomes so quick to just run through that cycle. And then take a second after you've gone through it once to check in and say, okay, how is my anxiety, fear, sadness, whatever it is that you've chosen, how is it feeling now? What is the level of intensity? And let's say it's a 7 or a 6. Okay, do it a few more times until it's down to around a 2. Okay, so now that you've run through that a few times to move out that negative emotion, now we are going to tap in that positive emotion. And this is the fun part because we get to choose affirmations and emotions that we really want to feel and wire those in instead. So instead of your setup statement, we are going to disregard that and we are going to do the same sequence with positive statements and affirmations instead. So this can really be anything that you want to affirm to yourself and want to feel. And sometimes people pick one statement and they just repeat it, all the way through the whole system and process and throughout those tapping points. I like to pick different ones and just kind of mix it up and have some variety. So let's just run through this really quickly together and then feel free to do it in whatever way most resonates with you. Okay, so For me, I'm going to start with the point on the outside of my eye again, and I'm going to choose, I'm feeling absolutely incredible now. 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 Okay, so inside of your eye, and let's see, I have some lists of statements that I like to use with clients. Let's pick a different one. I am highly capable and confident. 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 Okay, underneath the I, let's pick a different one. I am more than enough, and I deeply love and accept myself. So this is kind of similar to our setup, but we're really wiring the positive aspect of it. So I am more than enough, and I deeply love and accept myself. I am more than enough, and I deeply love and accept myself. I am more than enough, and I deeply love and accept myself. I am more than enough, and I deeply love and accept myself. Okay, underneath the nose, everything I desire is on its way to me. Everything I desire is on its way to me. Everything I desire is on its way to me. Everything I desire is on its way to me. Everything I desire is on its way to me. And then the chin point, I am a powerful creator of my thoughts and emotions. I am a powerful creator of my thoughts and emotions. I am a powerful creator of my thoughts and emotions. I am a powerful creator of my thoughts and emotions. I am a powerful creator of my thoughts and emotions. And then we're going to do the collarbone point, and let's choose, I know that, move my hair again. I know that I am going to do amazing. I know that I am going to do amazing. I know that I am going to do amazing. I know that I am going to do amazing. I know that I am going to do amazing. I know that I am going to do amazing. And then underneath the arm over here, move my shirt a little bit. Let's see. Let's just start from the beginning again and just kind of keep those, because I feel like I'm doing a lot of different ones for you guys and it could get confusing. So I am feeling absolutely incredible now. I am feeling absolutely incredible now, and really feel it just like we did the first time with the other ones. I am feeling absolutely incredible now. I am feeling absolutely incredible now. I am feeling absolutely incredible now. And then we'll finish with the top of the head. I deeply love and accept myself. 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 And that's it. You're done. And then you feel amazing and revitalized and refreshed and ready to take on whatever challenge lies ahead. Okay, so it's gotten really sunny now, and I think it's time for me to wrap up this video because the lighting is not so great. But I just want to reiterate that, like all mindset work, this is not as much about technique and tapping on the points perfectly or having the perfect statement or whatever it is. It's about repetition. This is how our brain and our body and our mind learn, is through repetition. I have learned this over and over again in neuroscience and neuroplasticity principles. So as often as you can do this and whenever you need it, that is going to move out those negative emotions that may be your default, and then prime in those positive emotions that you would rather feel and rather have as your default. So move through this whenever you need and let me know how you go.